What's up, y'all? This is J21 with the TheStarSoundStudio. This is our artist interview series, and I'm here with one half of HB.
Rewind. All right, cool.
We're doing our artist interview series, and I'm here with one half of Hollow Point Productions. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
What's up? My name's Anios, Anios.
Adios. With Hollow Point Productions, give us the backstory. Like, how did it all start?
I mean, I guess it all started with my love of hip hop.
Okay.
You know, I'm older. I'm 40, so my first hip hop album that I owned was The Chronic. So at like 12 years old or something. I was like 11 or 12. So I had that album, and one of my boys that I grew up with just had a collection of hip hop, man. Collection of it. And we would just sit in his room every day, and he would just teach me hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. And I just absorbed it. I loved it so much, and then started writing a little bit.
Okay.
Freestyling, shit like that, getting drunk and freestyling. It just kept going from there. I just kept writing. I was really into writing. I've always liked to write short stories. When I was a little kid, I used to write crazy ass short stories. And so I always wrote poetry, I always wrote. And then I was like, man, I'll just try to put it to beats, and I just, back when how to be an MC, beat CDs were out, and would just sit there and just write and write and write. And I didn't record. I didn't know how to use equipment. Dude, I had a little handheld tape recorder and a boombox playing these industry beats.
Bro, I feel like that's where everybody started.
Right, and I would just sit and rap into that, and then I got a karaoke machine, and I was like, ooh, I could record on that now. And that was game over. Then I had someone that I found, it's crazy, that I found someone that could take tape and put it to CD for me. And I was like, ooh, so I could record them on tape on the karaoke machine, and he could put in a CD. Now I got CDs to hustle. You know what I'm saying? I got CDs.
Mixtapes off the karaoke machine.
Facts.
When did you start making beats?
Man, I didn't start making beats until 3 years ago, maybe?
Okay.
4 years ago, maybe? Something like that. I haven't been making beats that long. I mean, I guess that's kind of long.
3 years isn't long enough.
That's long enough, But now I'm starting to learn more technical stuff about it, back then when I made beats, I would just, could get loops and stuff and just form them together. I didn't have MIDIs or anything then, or you'd have Fruity Loops and you just place the little things,
Draw it.
And then I just, now I'm trying to evolve more into using equipment, using the MIDIs and trying to play keys a little bit. And Humans got the turntables up and running now, so now he can incorporate it, if we can incorporate scratching into our beats, on some Premiere shit.
So, on that same level, share some of your creative process when you are making music.
How were you talking about before? I like to watch a lot of rap interviews, all of them. Drink Champs, all of them, man. Pretty much all of them. And that inspires me a lot, and just listening to music is my biggest inspiration, man. It really is. It's hard to explain. When I hear music, it's like an instant inspiration. When I hear something, it's like an instant. I can't help but to tap my foot, and once that starts happening, it's just like, oh man,
Yeah, I get it.
It really is. It's listening to other artists is my inspiration, because I hear it and I'm just like, damn, that's so dope. I just want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just write it. I'm sitting in my living room with the studio staring me right in the face 24/7. You know what I mean? So it's
no excuse.
I can't ignore it. It's just there. But my inspiration, I would say, would definitely come from watching other artists. I draw a lot of inspiration from that, and my life, of course. Things that have happened in my life, of course. But
okay.
Yeah.
So I would call you a very lyrical rapper. Just listening to some of your music. But what kind of message are you typically trying to get across and convey to your audience? Themes. What kind of themes and messages?
Now, it's more on that we're all a little fucked up, but we can make it through. I curse. Yeah. We're a little fucked up, but we can make it through. You know what I'm saying? And I've been through a lot of different things in my life, and I've seen a lot of different things, and it's got to be for a reason. So, like, it's so I could talk about these things, and people can draw from that and maybe get inspired by me to be better, to do better. Like, my music has a lot of drug reference from drug addiction, from my own battles and losing my best friend from it. So, you know, that's a big part of my music. Yeah. Same with the Cats Not Drugs, you know what I'm saying? It's all my Dead Cat stuff. That's about addicts friends that I've lost, you know? So that's a big, heavy influence in my music. I would say that's the biggest thing in my music that I talk about. That and, like, crazy women. I've had a few of them. So, otherwise, it's just lyrical content, you know, like just spitting some kind of bars and stuff like that, you know, but hope. That's the message.
There you go. I like
hope.
It. Hope.
You know what I'm saying? If I had to pick one word, hope.
Okay. What are some artists that have inspired you?
That changes a lot. I would say right now it's 100% Benny the Butcher, Conway, Griselda. Okay. They're my age. They're a little older maybe. They spit the kind of hip hop I like, you know, that raw, dirty street hip hop. Yeah, I would say they're my biggest influence right now. But it changes, you know. Kendrick. It was Kendrick for a while. Redman always. You know, I'm just naming guys out of my top 5 now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say Griselda right now is a pretty big influence on me. Okay. You could even hear it in my beats, I think. You know, like when I make beats lately, they're a little more slowed down, a little more grimy, you know? Plus, like I said, I'm just getting the feels for trying to play keys and use the MIDI and use the sampler and chop up samples. I'm just getting the feel for all that kind of stuff now. So, you know, it's a little more slower and not so big and complicated. Yeah. You know, a little more simplified.
Okay. So, who would you say?
It's a lot, I know.
Who would you say would be an artist, like your dream collab?
Oh man, that's one hell of a question.
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Oh man, that's a good question. My dream collab as like for a rapper or producer?
Either or.
A producer would probably be Premier.
Okay.
God, that would be fire. A rapper would have to be. Oh man, that's hard, man.
Give me 2.
I just gotta say Nas.
Okay.
And Yellow Wolf.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little different, you know?
I want to hear Nas and Yellow Wolf on a track together.
That'd be kind of nuts.
Damn. Okay, bet.
Yeah, bro. I'm all straight up making the music, you know? I try not to get lost in thinking of the end result or thinking of trying to get it to pay my bills or whatever, you know? Everybody's success is different, looks different, so... But I try not to get caught up in that when it's time to create, you know, because I feel like you're just not, it's how you giving your true self if you're just caught up in what's going to sell or if that's someone's idea of success, you know, is money, let's say. I guess that's the world's idea of success is money. Yeah, realistic. So I just feel like for me, when I think about that result, like, okay, how am I going to get this shit to make me money? You know? That always, 100% of the time, takes me out of the creative process. 100% of the time.
It makes it way less fun.
Yeah, just too distracting. And then my music becomes a little more, you know, like angry and you know?
Because you're angry, it's not making you enough money.
I don't know. You know, when it comes to like selling music and finding fan bases to like your music and you know, and want to give you their hard-earned money and stuff, you know, it's like it's hard for me to conform. I can't do that, you know. So I couldn't. I'll try to make like something that someone might consider for the radio, or let's say. So I can't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't work like that.
I always say make music for you.
Absolutely, 100%.
And if they like it, they like it.
That's it. You know, because you never know which one's going to be the one.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick before we go, Anios, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yeah. HPProductions with a Z.com. You can find everything on there. Links, videos, all that stuff. Or you could Hollow Point Productions on Instagram. _ Anios _ on Instagram. Anios on Facebook. But just the website, really. HPProductions with a Z.com, and you'll get a link to everything you need to find there. You'll see everything there.